Hi guys, and welcome to another mini course. Today we're going to be going blonder with the help of Wella Blonder and Tenval. We're going to section out 4 quadrants and a triangle parting on top, and then we're going to be starting right in the nape with 3 back-to-back weaves that are really lightly teased. I'm not really doing a full teasy light here. I'm just kind of taking those baby hairs and pushing them up and out of the foil, and I'm just using my balayage board pushed up against the comb to hold everything in place here and just really to make sure those baby hairs stay out of the way. On the other side, I'm just finishing up these weaves, and then after those 3, I'm going up the rest of the section with slices just to get a little bit more coverage since we're wanting to go a bit more blonde here. My section size for these is about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm leaving about 1/4 inch of natural in between. I'll be finishing off the section with a weave that's right under the triangle parting. This is just going to connect that triangle parting into the bottom. I'm going to be weaving that whole section and the mohawk section as well. I have to just apologize for the quality of this video. This was one of the first courses that we recorded, and we unfortunately recorded it in the complete wrong format. So I know that some things are cut off, but if you guys have any questions, just ask them below and I would be happy to answer them. I know it's a little bit hard to see what I'm doing at the bottom of the foil, but she has quite a bit of pre-existing blonde, so any of those lighter pieces I'm just taking out of the foil so that they don't get processed inside. And then later on, if they need to be bumped up at all, I'll just run the lightener through the ends at the sink when I'm doing my foil pulls. Next, we're going to be moving on to adding some tip outs. I've chosen to do a freehand open air balayage for her because she has finer hair and pre-existing blonde. I just want to be really gentle when I'm bumping these up. I'm using Redken freehand and 30 volume for this. This is the clay lightener that I had at the salon at the time. I use either Redken freehand or I use Wella free lights. Typically I would mix it in a ratio of 1 to 1.5, but I do kind of just look and feel for the consistency. I want it to be pretty thick so that I'm able to feather up really nicely. You can see when I apply it that there's some like clumpy bits, but they do spread out really easily once you work with them. I like to place the product quite a bit lower on the section and then have room to work my way up. And once you have everything placed, they can just sit and process with everything else. Because it's open air, I'm never super concerned about these. It's honestly a really safe way to tip out. And by using plastic wrap, you're just ensuring that you're not creating too much additional heat. Moving on to the front, we're just going to be doing some detailed work around her hairline, placing baby lights in there. This way, when she pulls her hair back into a pony, it'll look nice and cohesive and she'll have lots of brightness surrounding her face. Once I'm done with my detailing here, I'm just going to move on from weaves to slices to make sure we get some extra blonde in the interior. And on the other side, we're going to be doing the same pattern. I already have the mohawk section clipped away, so we're just going to be working up this section until we meet that. we're just going to tie everything together using the mohawk section. I'm going to be doing one little slice, and then the entire top of the head is going to be back-to-back weaves, and the section size is about 1/8 of an inch. This section tends to feel like it's kind of taking forever and very tedious, but it's important that you just make sure that all the section sizes are the same. You don't want to try to be quicker and take any bigger sections here because it definitely will show. I cut a few parts out just to make this section easier to watch because it is repetitive, but every single section on top will look like this one. I am bringing these ones right to the root, and I find it more helpful to place the lightener down a little bit off of the root and then kind of slowly bring it up. This is just another reason why I love Wella Blondor. You guys already know I do, but I just feel really safe with it in the sense that I can bring it right to the root and I never worry about it swelling or bleeding. Once you guys get to the last section here, if it does feel a little bit thicker than everything else, you can just give it a little tease to match it up. And we're just going to finish up the tip outs on the front, and then once everything is placed, we'll start kind of pulling out the back foils because they'll probably be ready, and rinsing out those tip outs, and then everything else will sit between 30 minutes to an hour depending on how fast she lifts. And here is my foil pullout and where I run the lightener through. Then we're just going to pre-tone and get right into the root tap. I'm mixing up 8N and 8V. I will put the exact ratio in the description, so make sure you read that. And as I'm working up here, I am just giving it a little tap where you see any of those foil lines. I'm not trying to drag it down here just because I want that blonde to stay pretty high up. And that is where I would have started my timer for 20 minutes. Once that's done being applied, and then I will comb through, and by the time I'm done combing through, it has about like 10 more minutes to go. I'll mix up for her gloss. We're using 10P, 10VG, and clear, and here is our finished result. Thanks for watching.